I've lived a life without confidence. I used to be insecure and really, really self-conscious. And then I became confident. I can tell you that life with confidence is so much better in every way possible, because confidence means kind of liking yourself. And one of the fastest ways to grow confidence, bar none, is to let in praise and to praise yourself. Praise grows your confidence, and self-praise massively grows your confidence. So why do some people have a problem with praise? Well, it goes back to that familiar, unfamiliar. When we're born, how we survive on the planet is by returning to what is familiar and running away from what's unfamiliar. When we lived in tribes, that was very smart. I live in a tribe, I live in a fort, I live in a walled village, I live in a little tribe, and I never wander off, because what is familiar keeps me safe and keeps me alive. You know, we didn't even eat some weird thing that looked unfamiliar because it could be a poisonous mushroom. We liked what was familiar. Anyone who has a two-year-old will say, yeah, they get to this stage, like, I don't like that, it's got lumps in it. I don't like that, it's the wrong color. I don't like that because I don't know it, and it's not familiar. Exactly the age when a child could wander off and pick their own berries. They only want to eat what they already know, and that's how they stay alive. And adults have an extreme version of that. So if you're brought up in a family where you're never praised, praise builds your confidence. If you never get praised, you just go, you can't do that. Who's going to listen to you? You don't be silly, don't be ridiculous. That will never work. If your parents fail to praise you but criticize you a lot, oh, look at you. Oh, you did that wrong. Oh, you're so lazy, you're so stupid. Don't expect much of you. Then what happens is praise becomes unfamiliar, criticism becomes familiar. And when someone comes along and says, hey, you're really good at your job. Oh no, that's just a fluke. Hey, I love that outfit. Oh, I've had it for 6 years, secondhand. It's got a hole in it too, by the way. You see what happens? We reject what is unfamiliar, praise, but we add in what is familiar, criticism. I have worked with so many writers, directors, producers. They come and go, I love your book. Oh, that wasn't my best one. I love your movie. Really? Didn't you notice the casting was wrong? No. Oh, I love XYZ that you did. It was just a fluke. But you won an Oscar, I know. There were no good movies that year, you know. But your next movie won an Oscar too. Yeah, I know. There were even worse movies that year. And I go, oh, I see what's happening with you. You cannot accept praise. Can only accept criticism. I really want to help you grow, but you can help me back by liking and subscribing. If you like and subscribe, I can let you know what else is coming up to help you grow. We always want to grow and expand, not contract. So please like, please subscribe, and please write to me and let me know how I can help you. What kind of stuff would you like to hear? What kind of material? And I promise you I'll do it for you. And I have to make them accept praise and deflect criticism, because nothing will make you grow like letting in praise, but not letting in criticism. How do you let in praise? Well, first of all, you have to get over this thing that it's big-headed, it's arrogant to tell people what you're good at. No, it isn't. The best pilot will say, you're safe in my hands. The best surgeon will say, don't worry, I am the best, you're safe with me. The best schools, they give me your child, I'll give you back a really well-rounded adult, because this is the best school. This is the best restaurant. This is the best store. We like the best. Confidence is sexy. Confidence is deeply reassuring. People who say, this is my skill, this is what I'm good at, you're in safe hands with me, I'll take care of you. After all, if you're getting a babysitter for your kids, and someone said, well, I've been babysitting kids for 15 years, they happen to love me, your kid is in safe hands. I will love them and take care of them. Even when we get a pet that says, oh, I love animals, I just love dogs and cats, and they're safe with me because I'm good with animals. You go, oh, I feel good now. I feel reassured by your extreme confidence. You're not arrogant. You said, I love animals and they love me, and let me walk your dog because I'll treat it as if it was my dog. I'll love it, respect it. I'm good with animals, I'm good with people, I'm good with numbers, I'm good with food, I'm good with computers, I'm good with problems. It's actually good to tell people what you're good at. Because if you don't believe in you, how can they believe in you? So first of all, you've got to do something really simple. Make what you want familiar. Make everything you want familiar and everything you don't want unfamiliar, and start with praise. Make letting in praise familiar and make letting in criticism unfamiliar. That is very clearly signposted. How do you make letting in praise familiar? When someone says to you, hey, I love your hair like that. I love your voice. I love how good you are at what you do. You say, thank you so much. Yeah, I love it too. Yeah, I love this shirt. I got it in 3 colors because I like it so much. I love the fabric. I'm so glad you like my book. I've got 2 others you might like too. I'm so glad you love my cooking. I love cooking. I love nothing more than cooking for people like you who really love what I've cooked. When people praise you, when they give you something that expands you into confidence, I like what you've done. Don't go, it was nothing. Don't mention it. Oh, any idiot could have done that, because now you're contracting. You can't expand into confidence while contracting back. Think of a compliment as a gift. If someone said, here's a gift, you wouldn't go, I don't want that. I've already got it. I don't like it. You'd say, thank you so much. How nice. When someone gives you a gift, don't do this. You shouldn't have spent your money on me. Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, that's far too nice for me. Look at what you're doing. You are rejecting a gift. You're rejecting praise. You're rejecting compliments, the very things that make you grow in confidence. So accept them, let them in. Thank you so much. I'm thrilled that you thought of me. How lovely that you put so much thought. Wow, you spent that money on me. I'm so touched. I'm so delighted. I'm so moved. I'm so happy. When someone says, I hear you're the best salesperson in your company, you don't go, well, only because the other one was sick, or I don't know how I pulled that off. Go, yeah, I love selling. I have a gift for selling, you know. I was meant to sell. I love selling. And own it, and then grow with it. And then start to praise yourself. That is even more important than accepting the praise of others. When people give you praise, say, thank you. I'm so glad you think like that. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you noticed. How lovely. Thank you. But then also praise yourself. Today, I excelled myself in sales. Today, I came up with a great idea. Today, I handled that client. So today, I was an epic coach. I had epic coaching skills today. I was patient. I had insight. I was resourceful. Whatever praise you need, give it to yourself. Think of your praise as a muscle, and you got to make your praise muscle grow by giving yourself more praise, more praise, more praise. It doesn't make you arrogant. It makes you confident. They're completely different. Arrogance is like, oh, I'm not confident at all. I'll try and convince you, but I don't believe it. Confidence is a quiet reassurance. So praise yourself. Get used to praise. Make praise super familiar. And then make criticism super unfamiliar. Don't go, oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, me, I got rocks for brains. Oh, me, I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. Do not criticize yourself. When other people criticize, you say, thanks for sharing. You're entitled to your opinion. Luckily, I don't agree with you. Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, but luckily I don't. Can you really be confident all the time? That's a very interesting question. In the age of social media, with its filtered images, glamorous stories, and constant overexposure to false images of perfection, it can be so easy to fall into the trap of losing our own sense of self-worth, losing our confidence, getting really consumed by the numbers, how many followers I have, what size am I, how much do I weigh, how much money do I have. So how can you become more confident? You got to learn to make smart, positive choices, practice positive affirmations, make what is negative and familiar super unfamiliar. And one of the big things is to drop trying to be perfect. Let go of perfectionism. It doesn't exist. You could never be perfect. And if you could achieve it, you could never, ever maintain it. So focus on incremental changes. Remember, Small changes over time make huge changes later. Awareness can be very healing, so practice that. Be aware of what's feeding low confidence and what could instead feed high confidence. Compare yourself to who you were before and realize that you are a work in progress. Comparing yourself to others is no good to anyone. You're so unique. You can't compare yourself to anyone, but you can compare yourself to how you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago. It becomes overwhelming to go look at all these people. They're slimmer, taller, richer, happier than me. And you don't even know if that's true. How could you ever know that that was true? The only person you can ever compare yourself to is you, your former self, how you were as a teenager, how you were as a young person, and how you are now. I'm going to tell you a phrase that changed my whole life. I started to say, I'm choosing this and choosing to feel good about it. I'm choosing to take sugar out of my tea and I'm choosing to take cow's milk out of my tea. I'm choosing to only eat sugar once a week. I'm choosing to give up all refined sugar. I don't like the way. I'm choosing to not eat refined sugar. So when you can do that, when you can say, I'm choosing to love it, your brain gets a clear message. Oh, you're choosing to not eat sugar, choosing to love it. You're choosing to get up and meditate. You're choosing to go to the gym. You're choosing how you show up. You're choosing. And you see, when we choose, we feel powerful. How many of you listened to Demi Moore last month saying, I was told, literally told I'd only ever be a popcorn actress. I was told I was never enough. You see, there's something very interesting there. Somebody told her. But people don't tell you, tell them. You see, somebody told Meryl Streep, they said, Meryl, let me help you out here, darling. You're not pretty. You'll never be an actress in this town because you're not beautiful. And you know what she said? That's your opinion. And the of opinion is I'm going to get another opinion. And she did. And she's been a phenomenal actress. And if you ever saw her in Out of Africa where Robert Redford was washing her hair, she looked stunning. Of course, she isn't naturally beautiful, but she also played Margaret Thatcher, so beauty wasn't required. So it's important to go back and say, people don't tell me. Demi Moore should have said, you can't tell me what kind of actress I am. I'm going to show you. You can't tell me I'm not enough because I'm going to tell you I am. That isn't Demi's fault. She lived in a very interesting world. But you must never let people tell you who you are or what you are, what you're capable of. You must tell them, I'm great, I'm amazing, I'm lovable. If someone says, oh, you're nothing, like Carrie's dad, you'll never amount to anything, or some ex says, oh, you're no good, or you're not attractive, or you don't interest me anymore. It's not for anyone to tell you. You must tell them who you are, why you're here. So be more like Meryl Streep and less like Demi Moore. I love Demi Moore and Meryl, but Meryl said, it's your opinion, I get no. And Demi said, oh, I've let that in. And one of the most powerful ways of helping yourself is do not let in destructive criticism. Don't let it in. People will say mean things, horrible things, unkind things. That's their choice. Yours is to go, you know what, I'm not going to let that in. I'm going to say to you, hey, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that. I remember years ago, I had a boyfriend when I was, 19, 20. My boss said to me, your boyfriend is so good looking. How on earth do you keep him? And I could have went, wow. It's kind of rude. Are you saying that I'm not worthy of him? I could have got very tearful. I could have got angry. I just said, it's called love. And I laughed. But many years later, someone said to me, it's not the same guy, by the way. Your boyfriend has not been attractive. What are you doing with him? And I said, well, that's how amazing he is, isn't he? He's such an amazing guy that I don't see that. But I had two things that said, one is, your boyfriend's so gorgeous, how on earth do you keep him? The next one was, well, your boyfriend's not very good looking. What on earth are you doing with him? They were both very rude, but I had a choice. I didn't let it in. It didn't go in. It didn't impact me. It did nothing to me because that said everything with the person who said it. It wasn't about me. So if you have a difficult father, a critical father, do not let it in. Certain things will change your life, and not letting in criticism. Let it go over your head. Think of people like Meryl Streep. Eminem was told he would never, ever, ever be a rapper. Ed Sheeran was told he would never be a rock star. There were many people who were told they'd never make it, including Adele. But they have something I love called I'll Show You. People come to me for everything from fears, phobias, addictions, to wanting to improve their golf game, to wanting to write a book, to speak on stage, to be the best in their chosen career. And I found that one of the things that makes me as a therapist so successful is breaking down what's wrong with my clients. And I found that with all my clients all over the world, rich or poor, young or old, beautiful or ordinary, they all have really only three issues. One is I'm just not enough. Because I'm not enough, I need more praise, more love, more things. And when you feel not enough, you'll always need more. But more will never make you feel enough because it's an emotional feeling you're trying to fix with external stuff. The second thing I found wrong with all my clients was this: I'm different. Because I'm different, I can't connect. And you have to remember, as tribes people, our whole survival was linked to one thing: connecting to the tribe, knowing I'm like them and they're like me, and I'm safely going to make it if I'm lucky. So without that, it's very, very scary. The third one is an interesting one, which is I want something, but it's not available to me. I want to be free of depression, but I've got the depression gene. I want to find love, but my dad never saw me, so I know I'm unlovable. I want to be happy or successful, but I didn't go to university. People like me never make it. And people say, well, how did you know all of this stuff? Well, first of all, it took me many years of working with my clients to identify those three things. And secondly, I identify them in myself. Number two, that was a big thing for me. I was the head teacher, the principal's daughter. I felt like the most hideous freak in the world. I go to school at 11, these 8-year-old kids would go, I hate your dad, and say some swear word, and I couldn't do anything. I was 11 years old, but I felt so different. I always felt different. I thought it was hideous. I thought I was ugly. I thought I was stupid. And I felt so different. It was very hard for me to connect. And I had the label, oh, you're the head teacher's daughter. Everything was expected of me, and I could never meet those expectations. And then one day I realized that I picked up that belief, but I kept it going. It became self-perpetuating. I constantly would say, I'm different. I'm not like these people. And then I woke up to the truth. I saw more and more clients. They all had the same, I'm different, and so I'm too tall, I'm too small. I'm the only rich kid in school. I'm the only poor kid. I'm the only kid that developed early. I'm the last kid to develop. I'm different. And I realized the truth. If our greatest fear is being different, and you and I have that fear, what does that make us? You know what it makes us. It makes us the same. If your greatest fear is to be different, and that is everyone's greatest fear, the very fact that you have that fear means you're the same as me, and I'm the same as you. And in that moment, I let that fear go. I erased it, and it changed my life. And now I never feel different. I could go, well, I am, I'm this unusual therapist. I do an unusual therapy. I hypnotize people, but I don't feel different. I feel the same as everyone. I always look for what makes me the same. Even if I'm working with someone who is morbidly obese and they go, look at you, your legs are like twigs. I always go for what makes me the same. And I say, I had an eating disorder for years. I couldn't even keep chocolate in my house. If you look for what makes you the same and not for what makes you different, you'll find you bond. We like people who are like us, and we like people who share our vulnerabilities, never trying to be perfect. That's too different, because those people don't exist. So that was transformational for me. Stop looking for what makes you different, which I always did at my father's school, and look for what makes you the same. And guess what? Whatever you look for, you tend to find. It's an amazing thing. If you look for good people, you find them. If you look for horrible people, find them. Look for aggressive dogs, or dogs that are like pussycats and just want to lie in your lap and be your baby. Because whatever you look for, you find. And of course, the not enough, that was huge for me too. I never felt enough because my father was my principal, and he was paid to look after other kids, but not me. I was the one at home. And so I always felt not enough, not smart enough, not interesting enough, certainly not attractive enough. I thought I had nothing to offer. And I was actually going to be a nanny because that's how low my self-worth was. Not that there's anything wrong with being a nanny. I was told I couldn't have children. I thought, well, that'd be great for me. If I can't have children, at least I can look after someone else's. And then I got over believing I'm not enough, decided I was more than enough, and actually I had my own baby. It was so easy. And now I help other people believe they're enough. And finally, the final bit, it's not available to me. Well, I actually had that too. My brother was a smart kid who went to private school. My sister also went to private school. I went to the not private school because I was not the smart one. My sister was beautiful and just engaging and the most gorgeous baby. And my brother was smart. And I was this thing in the middle. And I really believed that what I wanted was not available to me. When I was told I couldn't have a child, I knew in that instance, I heard a voice in my head say, don't let that in. If you let in those words, it becomes unavailable. And I said to the doctor, I can't listen to this. I'm leaving. Luckily I didn't, because I had a perfect baby. I had a horrible illness, and I remember the same thing, and I'm not going to let this in. I'm not going to join this group of people who talk about their illness. And so it was very important for me to decide what is available. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel special. I didn't feel significant. You know what? I can choose now to make that available. And I had to say, I am lovable. I am significant. I do matter. I have got something to offer the world. And when I said it enough, my mind said, you know what? You say this all the time. I guess it must be true. Then it sunk in, and then it stuck. A lot of people want to know how to have the body language for confidence. And actually in our modern world, where we spend all our time on the computer and slump, we've kind of forgotten how to hold ourselves. So I'm going to show you how to have the body language of someone who appears to be incredibly confident. They speak slowly and they don't wave their hands around. I saw myself on television many years ago, and I noticed I was doing this throughout the whole interview, and I thought, that's not a good look. And I learned when I was on TV to sit on my hands and to speak quite slowly, to look at the camera. And you know, I wasn't confident. People would say, oh my God, you were so confident. And I really wasn't. But I looked at people who were, and I thought, oh, they speak slowly. They don't flap around. They may do that or that, but they're very composed. They keep their shoulders up. They keep their stomach in. They don't sit like that. So you can do that. Whenever you're talking to someone, try to keep your chin up. Keep your shoulders down and back. Speak slowly. Don't speak fast and loud. If you've ever seen those movies like mafia movies, you notice the head guy? They almost whisper. Everyone has to kind of listen to them. They don't shout. They don't get all excited, because powerful people speak slowly. They are very commanding. They command the stage. They have presence. And you can have it too by speaking slowly, taking on the posture, shoulders up and back, chin just so. Make eye contact. When you speak to people, look at them. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Speak and then listen to other people. Make them feel interesting. Imagine if everyone you met had a little sentence tattooed on their forehead that said, please make me feel important. So when you meet people, it isn't about you saying, yeah, here I am and this is what I do and I'm this and blah, 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 blah. What do you do? Tell me about you. Act as if you're interested. I do book signings. We'll say, oh my God, you're so nice. You're so available. I make a point of making everyone feel interesting, smiling at everyone, signing their name, saying, who are you? Tell me. They're buying my book. I owe them that at least. I don't go, oh, another one, scribble, scribble, scribble. There you are. I engage with people. I make them feel important. I don't ask them to make me feel important. So body language, posture. Don't do all this wringing your hands, fiddling with a little hangnail, playing with your jewelry, fluffing your hair, doing that, because you're saying, I'm nervous. Strength is shown in stillness. The more still you are, the more strong and powerful you appear. Speak slowly. Try to be still in your movements. Try not to wave around, and help yourself by believing in yourself. There are so many things you can do that give you the posture of someone who believes in themselves. Walk with confidence. Talk with confidence. Meet people's eye level, listen to them. If someone says, what do you do? Don't go, well, you know, what I do is, and just say, oh, I'm glad you asked. What I do is, and I love what I do because, and don't feel you've got to rush through your introduction. People make this classic mistake. Someone says, tell me about you. And they go, well, what I do is, and they try to race through it in case that person is bored. Don't do that. Say, well, what I do is, and the reason I do it, and why I love it so much. And take your time. Don't go into a whole story, but don't rush who you are and what makes your heart sing. If people are bored, you'll find out, and then you can just say, anyway, enough about me. What about you? But don't gabble through it. When you're speaking to someone, you'll know if they're bored because their shoulders will start to turn towards their jaw, their shoulders, their knees, their hips. And when you're bored, you'll notice that you do that. You really want to do that. If you're speaking to someone who might be going to employ you, no matter how bored you are, keep your shoulders, your knees, and your hips face towards them. Keep that towards them, and then it says, I'm interested in you. I find you interesting. If you want to flirt, do the same thing. Keep focusing on someone. Take some imaginary fluff off their shirt. Touch them. And even if it's not a romantic thing, studies shows that waitresses who touch their customers on the arm, or waiters, and go, thank you so much, get bigger tips. There was a test where people had to stop in the street and say to someone, hey, I'm lost. Could you tell me where to go? And as the person did, they touched and went, gee, thank you. And then interviewers went up. And then interviewers went up to them. And you know, the ones who got touched remembered everything about the person who touched them. They weren't attracted to them, but the person that touched them on the arm, they could remember what they looked like and what they said. So touch is very important. It's okay to touch someone, not consistently, and obviously respect their boundaries. You touch their shoulder or their arm, and if you think they won't like it, you don't do it. Here's one final thing. When we're nervous, our mouth gets dry. We've all seen people licking their lips because they are nervous. You may notice that court lawyers drink water all the time. People giving evidence drink water. When you are nervous, your mouth gets dry and you lick your lips. When you're nervous, you tend to have your shoulders up around your ears. If you're nervous, push your shoulders down, all the way down. And then fill up your mouth with saliva. Pump it round your mouth. I know it sounds disgusting, but who knows you're doing it? You didn't know I just did that. If you can make your mouth wet, you send a message to your mind that says, I'm really relaxed. Guess what? You do that every time you kiss. When you kiss, your mouth gets wet and your brain goes, wet mouth equals being relaxed. Doesn't matter which way it comes. So fill up your mouth with saliva, swirl it around, and your brain will think, wet mouth means you're relaxed. If you're nervous, do that. Drink water, swirl it around. I promise you, it sends a message to your mind that says you are relaxed. Keep your shoulders down. It says you are relaxed. Keep your chin up, shoulders back, posture good, and it says you are confident. So you can trick your mind into believing you're confident and you're relaxed by the way you hold yourself, by the way you walk, by the way you talk, by the volume of your voice, by the speed of your voice, by your hand movements, by eye contact. And people who are successful do this naturally, and you may have to do it unnaturally.
Who cares if you do it? You know what happens? It starts being who you are and what you do. And then it is who you are. So it starts by being what you do, and then it becomes who you are. You'll find that if you keep pushing your shoulders down, filling up your mouth with saliva, holding yourself straight, making eye contact, that eventually you do it on autopilot. That's a wonderful thing. It's a great thing. It's yours for the taking. Go to marisapeer.com and find out more about how to do this until it stops being what you do and becomes who you are. Thanks for tuning in. Grow in confidence. Grow in self-esteem. Do it today, and soon you'll find you do it every day. Thanks. See you soon.